That's the time you enjoy the most. That's the time when you sort of have to hang out with your friends. I started my label in 2011. After that is when I started sampling. And about a year later, I got an email. First time I got featured in one of the best menswear magazines, fashion magazines in the country. He's like, कहाँ से? मैंने कहा कोई वो बुलमार्क वाला वो होता नहीं है वो जो competition होता है. Casually उस time पे said यार ये तो मेरे को भी जीतना है.
जब से हमने जो हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स करते थे, जब से हमने वो चीजें करनी बंद करी हैं, अनसस्टेनेबल हो गए हैं.
These are like one-worders.
Yeah, I am very bad with one-worders. I wish I thought of Bollywood so much. As soon as I go through the cloud of smoke into my car,
okay, I'm sorted. I'm like back. Yeah. Okay, do we start?
Absolutely.
So now that you've been into this industry for a long time, you've seen your struggles, you've seen everything. How do you feel that the Indian fashion market has changed? And I'd say since 2010, or honestly since the time you were studying fashion.
Men have, honestly, surprisingly, men are more and more experimental.
Okay.
At least with color and prints, which is a very telling sort of a thing that has actually happened. Men used to be known for wearing blues.
Okay.
If there are 20 shades of blues,
they pick a blue.
जिस आदमी को शौक है कपड़े पहनने का, उसकी अलमारी में पूरे 20 मिल जाएंगे. जो ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं देता, जिनको नहीं शौक है, उनकी अलमारी में 5-6 तो blues होंगे ही होंगे. And then when it comes to occasion wear or parties or something, it was like black.
Right.
Go to, done.
Right.
सोचना ही नहीं है. And then I think last 5-6 years, color. I've actually seen men wearing more pink trousers than girls wearing pink trousers. Okay. You know those salmon trousers and the pink trousers, the orange and trousers and green trousers. You'll see the most unassuming people wear those beautiful colored pants.
Okay.
It's a fact. I mean, you go out and you'll actually see men wearing those pants, and it usually starts with the pants. And now for prints, I mean, ever since I launched my printed shirts, people went nuts. I mean, they just can't seem to get enough print, so which is fantastic. So we've come a long way in the last 8 years.
So now there's an online market, there's an offline market of fashion, right?
Yes.
Do you think the online market in India, let's just see Suket Dhir, do you think you have more of an online market, or do you still feel that people in India would want to come, they'd like to interact, see the stuff and then buy it?
See, we are still largely an offline brand. It'll be safe to say the percentage is like 99 to 1%.
Okay.
So I'd say 1% of my business comes from online and 99% comes from offline. That's probably because of the kind of product and price points we have.
Right.
Most of the people who buy online from me are the people who already bought from us.
Okay.
So they're the ones who will actually go on and say, well, I've already bought the product, we already know what it is, so we just need new colors, and we say cut, and they'll buy it.
Right.
And to facilitate that, I've not started my online
website.
I haven't started my own portal yet. Okay. I don't have it.
Okay.
But at the same time, a lot of international clients or buyers, people who are interested in buying Suket Dhir, we are available at ogan.com.
Right.
And that's the only website
You've actually put
our collection is available at, and that too, it's only the menswear for women. The he for she is there. Our menswear is only and only available either at the studio or at Good Earth stores.
Okay.
So when it's a massive, one of those big ass international, or one of those big international brands,
right?
You already know there's a market goodwill. That say a falan bag is worth £6,000.
Right.
and everybody knows it's worth 6,000 pounds, and whether you buy it offline or online, it really doesn't matter as long as you have the bag. And similarly, if there's a certain product, if a brand is not available in India, but you've heard of those brands, like there's the Paris Fashion Week, London Fashion Week brands, and you've grown up hearing about those brands, and it's something that everyone wears, and you want to order, you can order online, and you'll know the brand, whatever they're giving you is going to be bona fide, you get it. So as far as market credibility is concerned, yes, we do have the credibility, but when it comes to the being a household name, we're not a brand like that. You have to be a household name for people to buy a $2,000, $3,000 product online. Otherwise, they want to actually sort of touch it, feel it, experience it, and once they realize that it's worth the investment, go for it.
So when you say 1% of it comes from online, is it more of the international buyers in that?
International, all of it.
All of it.
All of it is international, yes.
So very, very less of Indians buying it online. Probably the ones, like you said, the ones who've already bought from me.
Yeah. I mean, Indians who've already sort of bought from us, already from the studio.
Right.
Online buyers are mostly international, yes.
So social media does have an impact in fashion.
Social media is everything.
Right.
So even for now, like our offline buying is usually pushed by social media. So as soon as we post something on social media and tell that yes, our new stock is on the stores, and you'll see there will be a huge movement that will happen. People will start going to the stores and asking for our collection. So social media it sort of also sort of leads to your global credibility, your local credit. Basically, it adds to the credibility of what you do.
So if I ask you on a scale of say 1 to 10, how much has social media impacted Suket Dhir as a brand?
Well, if you ask me personally, with the kind of stress and resources we've put or diverted towards social media, I'd say maybe 1 or 2. I've not been very active on social media. I've not been doing too many posts and too many shoots and all of those. So for me personally, we've not even begun yet. But I do move around. I have lots and lots of friends, beautiful friends who are on social media and who are doing really, really well. And I am very, very certain that as soon as we explode on social media, I'm pretty certain. I have a gut feel, not just gut feel. I know that we're gonna do
really great on the digital platform.
At least 400 or 500 times. So at least 400 or 500%.
So is there any change that you would personally feel that, like since you've had interns, you've people working with you, is there anything you feel, this should change in fashion education in India? Something I have to inculcate in them, something they should get from their education?
I know 100% that every fashion institute, at least in the country, I think till the time we are able to figure out solutions, not even till the time, but we certainly need to figure out the solutions we have a deficit of fashion faculty. That's a known fact. We have many, many more institutes than we have the teachers for. Because we're too young in industry. We're not flourished enough to actually say have 100 fashion institutes, but we do. So the best thing all the institutes across the country can do in this specific scenario is ensure that your students get to interact with the industry a lot more. So your internships, instead of a 2-month internship, it could easily be a 6-month internship. And then instead of doing a fashion show at the end of a 4-year course, you can do a fashion show, but you can ensure that their fashion collection, their last final collection, is done in collaboration with the industry. So your last 6 months are also more like a graduation project with the company than you sitting in your own classroom and doing your own collection. Yes, of course, that has its pluses as well. I mean, a lot of people who discover a lot more about themselves. I think that's a discovery that can actually happen anywhere. I think skills are much more important than that discovery. You can't really sort of say that, well, give me a computer, give me a laptop, give me a design to do, give me a brief and I'll start designing. No, that's not how it works. You need to know where the fabrics come from, you need to know how the fabrics are made, where the yarn comes from, you need to know how the dyeing happens, you need to know how the buying happens, you need to know every aspect of everyone so that you are empathetic towards each and every process of the company. You respect the processes enough. You can't really be angry with anyone. You have to sort of also ensure that things don't go wrong. So there's a lot more that goes into designing, and you know, every little half centimeter, every little half inch, every little micro millimeter in terms of a button, everything matters.
Right.
And everybody thinks that well, being a designer is all glamour and all wonderful, it's all fun and games, where I don't think twice about getting into design. And if you are getting into design, then well, be prepared for all of the grind, like everybody else. We go through it too.
Right. So what exactly is your vision for Suket Dhir, say in the coming year, say 2025, 2030? Where do you see the fashion industry globally, and where do you place Suket Dhir in that fashion industry?
Well, I've never thought of myself in relation to anything outside, let alone the fashion industry, but anything.
Okay.
If you look around, you'll hardly see any books or magazine subscriptions or anything.
Right.
I hardly go online to see what's happening. I don't know what other designers are doing globally.
Okay.
Mostly don't know what my peers are doing here. Because for me, it's very, very satisfying when I come up with a design. I always think it's super original.
Nice.
Every once in a while, I go into the market and I'm like, किसी और ने भी same चीज सोची हुई है. So, which is fine, but at least for that 6 months till the time I saw that, I thought, well, मैंने तो बहुत ही अच्छा कुछ बनाया है. And it's sort of good to be in that zone. It just sort of makes you think of better, or at least a pure thought process.
Right.
You don't sort of get affected as much. All my exposure to the big world outside is not any website or anything. I watch a lot of television in terms of TV series, movies and all of those. That's my input, and my output is fashion. So but
Right.
yeah, another 3 years, 5 years down, I see myself having more and more categories. It needs to be in 2020 we will be launching our basic accessories. So we'll be coming up with the stoles, scarves, kerchiefs, suspenders, and maybe a couple of other things. I'd love it if we can actually launch a line of kids wear. So a beautiful father, son and mother kind of a collection.
Right.
That's something that I want to do. It'll be awesome that by 2021, when we're going to turn 10, it'd be awesome if we can actually sort of get into lifestyle a little bit.
Right.
Maybe like upholstery, wallpapers, things like those. Whatever. I mean, because I work a lot with textiles and all those, whatever we can actually put our textiles, shoes, bags, shoes. So those are the kind of things that I really sort of want to work on. Hopefully, eventually, I'd love to sort of get into maybe designing, or if I ever get to designing a car also, why not? I mean, something I do sort of dream of doing, a limited edition, something awesome. Yeah, and by 2025 or 2030, I would like to do something like that as well. I want to do interiors of an airline. That's something I do intend to do. That's something that I look forward to doing. That's something it'll be awesome. I have many beautiful ideas. So airline companies.
He's the one.
Yeah, I'm a designer at heart. I want to do everything.
Right.
But I am conscious of sort of going about it, taking a step at a time. So a small thing at a time. But I want to do everything.
Yeah, but with everything that I've heard till now with you, you're like, I'd say magical. Everything just happens, and that's amazing.
Yeah, it does. It happens because I sort of. Okay, so the thing is, I have to think about it. If I've thought of it, it happens.
It's like the law of attraction.
Yeah, but it's 100%. It's not even putting my mind to it. If I've thought of it, things start moving in that direction. It just sort of happens. I don't even sort of get to know subconsciously.
These are like one-worders.
Yeah,
The ones-
I am very bad with one-worders. We could
Try,
sort of
maybe.
probably skip that. Anyways, try it.
You want me to skip it?
No,
Maybe you should just
let's
give it a
try it. Most likely you'll see that I'll skip it. Anyways,
Okay,
because I'm
so-
overthinking now. As soon as you think of one word, I overthink, which is that perfect words, and which is usually nothing. Let's go.
So a
Let's go.
superpower you'd want.
Teleport.
A trait in you would want to change.
I want to believe in myself a lot more than I do.
So Suket Dhir with a beard or some other way?
With or without, a lot fitter.
Okay. Describe yourself in a word. Just a word.
Playful.
A Bollywood celeb showstopper.
I wish I thought of Bollywood so much. I haven't. Such a shame. We've always thought of Jennifer Lawrence and Johnny Depp.
Suket Dhir is a designer or is he an entrepreneur?
Oh, purely a designer.
Out of all the outfits over here, like all menswear, if I'd say, okay, tell me the one that you'd just like to wear right now.
I am wearing it. So,
Is there any
if that
message
matters.
that you'd like to give to the upcoming fashion enthusiasts, students, people who are getting inclined towards fashion?
Please remain solution oriented. Be hands-on. Don't be scared of getting your hands dirty. Work before you go for further studies. More, not just 1 or 2 years, just at least 5 years before you spend your parents' hard-earned or your own hard-earned money into post-graduation. Be very, very certain of what you want to do for the rest of your life. You might still go wrong, but at least
You'll have the learning along.
yeah, if you're excited about what you want to do for the rest of your life and you study that, I mean, I've seen a lot of people who got into studying something without zero experience in that field, that after they study and when they go for a job, they realize, oh my God, this is a job that I hate. And this is something I don't want to do for the rest of my life, but I've invested, I've already spent 4 years learning this. And and there's no going back. So you might as well sort of, if you think you want to be an engineer, then work as a mechanic in a company of engineers and just, or whatever, just get an internship there.
Right.
Be around that, see that, is it something that you want to do for the rest of your life? Then invest, then go for, and this is especially for the kids who are coming from privileged backgrounds. I'm saying privilege as mean where they don't have to worry about looking after their parents and bringing a salary home. Don't be superbly self-righteous that, oh well, my parents have paid for my college education, now I have to make into this big wide world on my own. Well, that can happen in some other cultures. Our culture is still, again, the kids who have the support of their parents will excel, and especially when you're talented and you have the support, that's a double whammy. And then if you're talented, you have the support, and at the same time you have the grace and you're lucky, then even things will be even better. But the thing is, if I look at this as grace, I mean, if a person is coming from a good background, a privileged background with money, and after going to college, they come out and they go to get a work experience not for the money but for learning. Which means they might have to depend on their parents' money a little while more.
Right.
But they're going in for love of the work. That objective is so pure and so fantastic that once you come out the other side of 5 or 6 years, the kind of jobs you get, the kind of money you make will be nothing compared to what other people who just went for the money and not for the work.
Right.
You'll be a super specialist. And the money that people pay a super specialist is far more than what people pay for generic whatever.
Agreed.
So yeah, and so that's a long last message, but that's something that I sort of certainly believe in. Simple. Was that the last question?
Yes, and thank you. This was really nice.
So he was talking to me about my beard, and I have nothing to say about my beard. It's a lazy man's beard.
Really?
I just don't cut it and let it do its own thing. And the hat that I wear, I have a whole set of hair. I'm not bald or anything. Luckily, I have a full mane. I'm blessed. follically.